Hey guys, Augiesaint here, coming from Final Fantasy XIV, and today I want to talk to you guys about the Duty Finder and the Duty Roulettes, and just how the Duty Finder works, what it gives you, and how to maximize your usage of it every day, doing roulettes, which give you experience, currency, and guild, and just all that good stuff. So, let's get straight into it, shall we? So for starters, on PC, to get to your Duty Finder, you have to press P, which brings you to your actions and traits, and then on console, whatever you get to actions and traits, just go there to main commands and then duty right there. You'll find Duty Finder over here. You can actually drag it down onto your action bar, wherever you like to place it. Just easy to access. I have mine down there already. So let's get straight into it. So on the first tab, you have roulettes. Now this is how you'll do stuff every day, but we'll get to that in a second. First of all, how to unlock the Duty Finder is you just do the MSQ and you will unlock it on this level 15 dungeon. Will be the very first dungeon you'll ever do, called Satasha. Everybody's got to do it because it's part of the main scenario. So you just follow the main scenario and you will unlock the Duty Finder. Here it is right here. And then all of the dungeons included in here are also 99% of them unlocked through the MSQ, with a very few of them being optional. So just keep doing MSQ and you will gradually unlock everything. So it is split up into a whole lot of little different tabs. One normally means all the old expansions, so you don't get them confused when you're level 90 trying to do level 90 stuff. So it splits them up. The one over there is all the old dungeons, so all the previous expansion dungeons are all in these drop down lists over there. And then all the new dungeons will be in this number 2 over here for Endwalker. So it only have the Endwalker dungeons. I'm not going to click it right now just for spoilers. I'm not sure where everyone is that's watching this video. Maybe you're a new player coming into the game. Don't want to spoil too much for you. But yeah, so most of you will be using the one while you're leveling up to Endwalker, and then Endwalker is where you'll find all the Endwalker stuff. Now moving on, we have guild hests. Now these aren't really worth doing unless it's the very first time you're doing them, because they give you a big chunk of experience in guild the very first time completion. But after that, not really worth doing them again. Moving on, we have trials. Now these are you get extreme trials at Endwalker, so you get harder versions of the easier ones as well. And all the old ones also have extremes, which you just scroll down a little bit and they'll all be included. So with the old ones, the ones for example, the extreme version and the normal version will all be included in there. There's no different tabs for it. But in the level 90 content, if you want to do like a hard mode trial, extreme trial version of whatever the current trial is, you actually have to go to the high end duty. And in the high end duty is where you'll find all the level 90 extreme trials and savage raids, that are currently available. And then moving on, we have raids. This is obviously all your 24-man alliance raids, and then also all your normal raids will all be included in these tabs. There's alliance raids, and then there's all the normal raids, and then the savages are right underneath them. So moving on, there we have PvP. This is for all you PvPers out there. I don't often use this tab. Actually, quite never use this tab. These are all locked because you need to have like a proper group for it. That's like team ranked match, so you need to have that group. So you need to have tank, healer, melee DPS and range DPS with you when you queue for it, and then that will be unlocked. And then moving on, we have the gold saucer, which you unlocked, I'm pretty sure, just by unlocking the gold saucer. So around level 10 or something if you're in Ul'dah, and then at a later level, since once you can actually travel to Ul'dah if you start in a different city. And then yeah, this just brings you to do Lord of Vermilion, Triple Triad, Chocobo Races, and Mahjong, all of that kind of stuff in the Golden Saucer. It's just little halls and stuff that you can go do them. It's pretty fun. Sometimes I go into the Battle Hall and Triple Triad battles. But yeah, that is mostly what you can find in this. And then another really important thing is you actually have over here is your settings for the Duty Finder. So these are very important. Join party in progress means that you will join. You can either be looking for a full group that's fresh and hasn't started the dungeon yet, but if you click this, it will actually enable if somebody leaves during a dungeon and you're queued for that specific dungeon or roulette, and they're needing someone that you are. So say now you're a healer, for example, and the healer disconnects and the group kicks them on the last boss. They're waiting to pull the boss, but they need a healer, so they queue for a healer while they're inside the dungeon. You could get the possibility of getting that queue, so you queue in and you actually just do the last boss and you get the whole dungeon experience and everything for it just by killing the last boss. So most of the time it can be really good and fast way to do dungeons. Or you could get a really bad group, for example, where the tank like rage quit because the healer couldn't heal him, and then you queue in as a new tank because the old one rage quit, or the healer rage quit because the DPS did something, or it could just be bad, or somebody could have just went offline, and that's normally the better thing if somebody's gone offline. You just need to fill up the group. But yeah, use it at your own risk. I most of the time forget to use it, but I should use it more often. because yeah, you can always go in and then sometimes you could score and get a halfway completed dungeon. Then moving on, we have unrestricted party. That means if you click that, then you can go in there as yourself. You can solo it, even if it's a raid. What you normally do is you do this. So say now I'm on my level 90 character, summoner for example, and I want to go do Ifrit Extreme to get the pony from Ifrit. So I click unrestricted, confirm, and I just head on over to the trial over there. Where is the trial? Realm Reborn, Ifrit Extreme, or just whatever, and then you join, and you're queuing as yourself. But you'll be level 90 and you'll have echo and all kinds of stuff, so you will actually absolutely just destroy Ifrit by yourself. So you do that to farm mounts, and quite often people do that. They'll take 8 level 90s to go farm like level 80 or 70 content for mounts, and it's just extremely easy and fast to get everybody a mount. And then level sync, you only have to click unrestricted to activate level sync. Level sync will actually sync your level down to that level. So if you're queuing for a level 50 trial as a 90, you'll actually be put as a level 50, so that you can try and you can get a full group of people, and you can actually try and do old content at the level that it was, to try and see what it was challenging wise. It won't be as challenging as back then because of all the new changes and stuff, but it's the closest thing you'll get. And then minimum item level, again, will just put your item level down to the minimum item level for that trial or roulette or whatever you want to queue for. And then silence echo, that actually removes the echo buff that you get. So if you really wanted the ultimate challenge, you would enable all 3 of these settings right here, and you go into Unending Coils or Bahamut or something, just go do coils, and then you get to do coils as close to as original as it was. And then moving on, Explorer mode, I've actually never seen that before. That's completely new, but I'm assuming it's something to do with exploring. Available only for selected duties. I guess you go in there to explore and take pictures and that kind of stuff, so you guys will have to try that out and let me know. And then limited leveling roulette is another one that I like to leave on, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But how it should be working is that there will be 7 level difference between you and the lowest dungeon you can do. So for example, I'm a level 80. The lowest dungeon I could get would be a 73 dungeon, right? But how that works is that it goes off the lowest player in the group. So if you queue for a roulette and then you get your full group, and the lowest player in the group is a level 50, the lowest dungeon you guys would have gotten into would actually be a 43 dungeon at that point. So the best way to make use of the limited leveling roulette is to do it with a full party of people. So you take 4 of you guys that are level 80, for example, you want to level alt or something, you have all 4 of you on a level 80 job, and then you do limited leveling, and then the lowest dungeon you guys could get would be a 73 dungeon. So it's a really good way to do that, just to get some increased loot and leveling and stuff that they get in. And then that loot and stuff is just for loot master and things you'll be doing on farm parties. You actually never use loot master. Read only sometimes, but we like never change this. The language is all there, that's all up to you. So mostly I would just say I have the limited leveling one and the join party in progress in all times, and then unrestricted you use to do low level content. Alright, so that is the brunt of the duty finder. Now to the cheese, the duty roulettes. These you should be doing every day. Some of them you can only do at certain levels, but the rest of them you can do at pretty much every level. So expert roulette is the only one that is locked behind a level, which would be level 90, and then an item level as well. So, and why you do that every day is for your currency. You see you get some of this currency, and this is the weekly capped currency. You can only get a specific amount per week, and this is capped at 2k. So this is what you'll be doing every week to cap out your tomes. You just run this pretty much once a day. Now the roulettes do reset once a day. For me it's at noon every day. I think I'm on mountain time, so you'll have to figure it out from there. But it resets every day for everybody at the same time, just depending on what time zone you're in. And yeah, so you can do all of this once a day. Expert roulette is purely just for currency. And then if you want to farm some aphorism tomes to sell stuff from the market board or just use it for crafting, this is also the best way. It does consist of the current level 90 dungeons that we do have available. There's 3 of them right now, so there'll be a rotation. If you click that, it can be any one of those 3 at any time. So moving on, we have 50, 60, 70 dungeons. Now this will actually just be, it will never be, so for example, you'll only get the 50 dungeon or a 60, 70 or 80. You'll never get in between, so you'll never get like a 51 dungeon. Won't happen. This is only the max level dungeons, and you don't actually get much XP from those because of how the leveling works in this game. It's really weird where if you're at the max level, so 50 for example was the max level in A Realm Reborn, That's meant to be challenging dungeon content for experts back in the day, so you won't really get much experience for it because they weren't designed to give you experience, or just how the classes work. I'm not sure how it all works, but you don't get much XP on the what do you call them? The equal numbers. So 50, 60, 70, 80. You do get more XP on 51 dungeon or a 61 dungeon or 59 or something like that, as long as you're not capped, so to say, like an old level cap. So not really worth doing. You could do it every day for currencies if you want. Now this you only get if you're on a level 90 class. If you swap to a low level class, you'll only get the poetics. So it's up to you if you want to actually level something a little bit and get currency, or just go for currency on the level 90 class. Now moving on, leveling roulette. Now this is probably the most useful one in here every day. It gives you about just under a level, maybe a level. Doesn't matter what level you are. So it gives you about a level. I would say just what do you call it? 3/4 of a level, so pretty much a level. And yeah, regardless of what level you are. So see, I'm level 80 now. If I do this, I'll definitely be level 81. I'll probably be like a third into 81. And yeah, you see it also has this adventure in need over here. You see this little thing over there, which means you get this extra material over here included, and you get extra seals, currency, and experience. It'll all be because you're the adventure in need. So healer, you have to queue in as a healer. But yeah, leveling roulette, I would suggest doing that once a day. You could also do this on a level 90 class again to get your weekly tomes and stuff, but you'll be getting so many tomes from doing 90 stuff. Save this for your leveling classes, just makes leveling a lot easier. One a day keeps the doctor away, am I right? And then trials, this will put you through all of the current trials you have unlocked, current and previous. So every single trial you've ever done, but I think from only 50 onwards. So you can't like get, oh no, you can actually get, yeah, this means you can queue for it at level 50. But yeah, it gives you the Ifrit trial is the very first one. So what's that, level 22, I believe? And then you can start doing trial roulettes. And yeah, that's also, it doesn't give you much experience, but it's really fast most of the time. Unless you get a current trial, then good luck. But most of the time, it's really quick and easy. Can do that. Or I also like to say this one for a 90 for currency. If you really need some currency for something, then a quick trial most of the time. Just for this one, actually don't do the limited leveling, because then you would get the, you would most likely get the more higher up trials, and that can be quite challenging, the current ones that we have right now. So main scenario is a very long one. I personally do not do this unless I have nothing else to do, or if I've got something else to do for that matter. But like so you watch a video in the meantime, or watch anime, or do something, doing some homework or schoolwork or whatever. You sit there and you do the main scenario, because this takes a long time. You're gonna need to set it apart like at least 30 minutes to complete this, but it does give you pretty much a guaranteed level, regardless of what level you are, and a little bit more with some change. Gives you a lot of experience, but it does put you through the level 50 main scenario trials, and not the trials, but whatever those things are called, Cashroom, Peridium, and whatever. It's like the level 50 main scenario stuff that you have to sit through, because you cannot skip the cutscenes. So you'll be sitting through all of the cutscenes, and they can be quite long, ranging from at least 25 minutes up to 45 minutes to an hour, depending on your group. Most of the time about 35-40 minutes, but yeah, look to set aside at least half an hour when you do this. And then guild has, as we said before, not worth it unless you need currency, I guess. Do they even give you currency 90? Nope, so totally not worth it really. Alliance raid, now this is another good one that I like to use for leveling every day. It does give you quite a bit of currency if you're 90, but I use it for leveling roulette, because this gives you quite a bit of XP. Gives you a little bit more than leveling, but a little bit less than main scenario. So I'd say it's in between the two really. And this can also be quite quick depending on which alliance raid you get, but then it can also be quite long depending on which one you get. For example, the level 70 Ivory's raids, they can be really painful sometimes. But if you get lucky and get level 50 crystal towers, 15-20 minutes and you're out of there, got a shitload of XP, moving on. Normal raids doesn't really give much XP, but it is quite fun. This gives you all the normal raids you've unlocked, could be any one from 50, 60, 70, 80, doesn't matter. It could even give you the level 90 ones if you queue on a level 90. It does give you a bit of terms as well, so you just want quick terms, because these are normally quick, also again depending on your group, but most of the time these are quick. I like to do them every day just because they're fun, and I like to do them for experience. So my recommended ones every day would be leveling roulette, trial roulette, and then alliance raids. And then normal raid you can put on the side there if you've got some free time, but alliance and leveling give you the most experience, with trials just being quick and easy, so free experience for 5 to 10 minutes. And also last but not least, we have frontline. Now frontline is also another one that I often forget about as right now. 5-10 minutes of your time, 15 minutes max, you do a frontline, and you get also pretty much a little bit less than main scenario, but a little bit more than alliance. So I put it in the middle of those two again. So I'd say just under a level or pretty much a level. Very worthwhile doing. You can just go in there and just follow the group around, heal them, tank, just deal DPS to whoever shows up. Just follow the group around and try and help them and assist them. Even if you have no idea what's happening, just follow the group and help them out. And that's pretty much all there is to Roulettes, guys. I hope this helped, and yeah, keep spamming that subscribe button like you have been, and like the channel. That'll really helps me get the channel out to everybody so you can all see these videos. And thank you for the support. I'll catch you in the next one. Augiesaint out.
Run free and dive into the sky. Hear the wind crying out its prayer.